as you get to the heavier duty airplanes, one pilot stomping on a little old brake pedal may not be enough. And you may need some help from a hydraulic pump. Because if it takes a ton of force to do those, it's nice to have a little assistance. So I made a handy, I took the book and I made a handy high-tech, super duper Miramar College working model. So we used to do stuff like this, you know. Nobody does it anymore. Okay, let me zoom. All right. White is better. Okay. Okay, let's see, what is this thing good for? Get this up higher. All right, here's my high-tech homemade thing. All right. So, and this is hinged, so it actually works. And this is a
cool.
mighty high-tech. Look at this, man. Super duper high-tech, homemade. Oh, look at that. Look at this fancy thing. Oh man, oh, look at that. The little compensating port even works. Look at that. How do you like that? All right. Okay.
Nice,
So
yeah.
here's my high-tech machine, man. Okay, so let's see. What good is this thing for? Okay, pilot pedal. The top of this pedal is attached to this. So when he steps on the pedal, it pulls the piston down. And like any piston, what's going to happen is, normally the compensating port is open. So if the fluid ever gets hot and wants to expand, it could come right through here, and go right out to the manifold, where all the hydraulic fluid is stored. So normally, it's just like a regular brake. It's got a compensating port, expands and contracts, the fluid could flow down or up through the cylinder. All right. So, let's forget about the top part right now and just review this. When this comes down, what happens at a compensating port? It closes, yeah. And then the piston comes down, compresses fluid, and runs it out to the brake cylinder. So, okay, that's pretty simple. So, the pilot steps on the pedal, pulls the piston down, and whatever the pilot pushes, that's how hard the brakes are going to be applied. But you got a big heavy plane, and the pilot would like a little bit of help. All right, so the pilot would like some help. So what they've done is, if you look at make a straight line up here, you can find that this top hinge point is a little off to the left side. Take a look. If you use a straight edge there, see how it's off to the left? Now what's going to happen when the pilot steps on that pedal? The whole assembly is hanging from this right here. And when the pilot pulls this thing down, it's going to pull the whole cylinder down, and this lever pushes this spool valve open. Okay? So open up the spool valve. Okay, and take a look here. It opened up the spool valve. And take a look at the fluid flow here. What happens is you have a hydraulic pump on the engine, and the hydraulic pump has high pressure in it. 1,000, 1,500 pounds, 2,000 pounds, or whatever. And now the pressurized brake fluid can come in through here. See that little notch cut out there? It'll go right in here and it'll help you push that piston down. So what you've done, when this toggle on the top has shifted, it moves the spool valve up and down. And when you move it down far enough, you have pressurized, you have the whatever the pilot is stomping, but you have a hydraulic pump pushing on top of the piston to help you out. It's like somebody's standing on top of your foot. That makes sense so far? Okay. And so what'll happen when the pilot releases this thing? You got a whole bunch of brake fluid in here.
A lot of pressure.
Okay, you got a lot of pressure, you're making a hard stop, and the pilot says, okay, I'm done stopping. I'm gonna let my foot off the brake. So the pilot lets his foot off the brake, and there's a spring on this whole thing that brings it back up, and look at that toggle. The toggle swings back that way,
Loses the pressure.
and the spool valve goes back up, goes back up, and this thing comes back up, and where does the fluid get to go now?
Out to the return.
Yeah, so the brake wheel cylinder fluid could come up through here, through the compensating port, can go up through here, and it goes right
Spool
out
valve
to the
return.
system return. Make sense? And that's right in your book. And the reason I made this moving model is because people had a hard time seeing how that lever arrangement worked. So when you make it work, this toggle pushes your spool valve down. Now you have pressurized fluid coming in to help you out.
So that's the co-pilot action?
Actually, the pilot's pedals will have, he'll have two, and the co-pilot will have two of these also. And there may be a spool valve, a toggle, whatchamacallit, a shuttle valve in between the two. So the pilot can use his, and so this is a boosted brake, which means by somebody helping you out, the pilot mainly has control over it by how hard he steps on the pedals, and the power, the pressurized hydraulic oil is boosting and helping the pilot.